The art of desperation. IPOB drags Nigerian government down a negotiation cliff and to the finish line. It is now almost universally acknowledged that the Muhammadu Buhari era was a disaster. Yet, most Nigerians still misread the true reasons behind the removal of Goodluck Jonathan. It is difficult to explain to an average Nigerian that Jonathan's exit became inevitable the moment the late Dora Akunyili courageously exposed the death of President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. That singular moment set in motion a chain of events deeply rooted in social engineering. Suggesting this to the socially engineered Nigerian, the so-called activist who shouted, "Bring back our girls," or the pseudo-pan-Africanist journalist who parroted foreign scripts is often dismissed as conspiracy theory. But it was not in the foreign policy interest of the true owners of Nigeria for a Goodluck Jonathan to remain president. Nigerians were programmed to believe that Buhari was the solution to an inorganic problem called insecurity. In truth, they were victims of deliberate programming. They were conditioned to develop Stockholm Syndrome, obsessively seeking salvation from the same oppressive colonizers who created the crisis. When an oppressive colonizer pursues a foreign policy that deliberately stifles infrastructure development, foments divisions leading to war, and peddles the lie that conflict is needed to keep Nigeria as one, it should surprise no one. From Boko Haram to economic strangulation, every move fits within this diabolic foreign policy framework. And it is certainly not the role of a colonizer to empathize with victims conditioned to accept abuse. Doing so would undermine their imperial objectives. But then came a disruption, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, launched Radio Biafra and legally registered IPOB in the West barely a year after Yar'Adua's death, it sent shockwaves through the establishment. Here was someone unafraid to challenge their lies, dismantle their artificial borders, and expose their hypocrisy. What was their response? Desperation. They unleashed a grand puppet, Muhammadu Buhari, whose bigotry and brutality would be used to crush a peaceful agitation. So, massacres followed in Aba, Onitsha, Enugu, Asaba, and beyond. Kanu's country home was invaded. He was extraordinarily renditioned. Agents provocateurs were unleashed to smear IPOB. Yet, all of it failed. The desperation peaked when every strategy to destroy IPOB and neutralize Nnamdi Kanu collapsed. Terrified, the real owners of Nigeria turned to internal sabotage, sowing crises within the IPOB leadership, the Directorate of State, DOS. That too failed. The DOS stood firm, insisting on Kanu's unassailable authority as IPOB's supreme leader. Frustrated, they thought, if we cannot break them from within, let us engineer discord around those closest to Kanu in detention. Thus began the psychological warfare of new directorates, shifting titles, and manufactured divisions. Whether they call it the Directorate of Legal Affairs and International Communication today, or invent new structures tomorrow, the goal remains the same: destabilize IPOB from the inside. The essence of their desperation is clear to any emotionally stable observer: destroy IPOB and render Nnamdi Kanu expendable. But they have run out of road. As Nigeria hurtles down this dangerous negotiation cliff, the only viable option left for the government is to unconditionally release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and begin a genuine roundtable dialogue. IPOB's eyes are fixed on the finish line. Any attempt to unmake Kanu is no longer tenable. This is the true art of desperation, the panic of Nigeria's real owners at the prospect of losing their colonial estate to IPOB's disruptive activism. Family Writers Press International.